Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dennis. I'm a sociolinguist and a language specialist. What are the most widespread myths about bilingualism? Part 2. You've probably heard bilingual people mixing their languages while speaking. So myth number 1, mixing languages is a sign of, guess what? Laziness. Of course, that's not correct. Mixing languages, or what is also known as code switching, is normal practice for bilinguals. And this usually happens when bilinguals speak to bilinguals who both understand the two languages that they speak. And the reason why this happens is that many expressions and words are better said in one language or the other language, like some swear words. For example, I find it really difficult to swear in Russian, but it's no problem swearing in English. It just doesn't sound that harsh in communication. Myth number 2, bilinguals are also bicultural. That's not always true. Even though many bilinguals are also bicultural, they interact with two cultures and they combine aspects of each. Many others are monolingual. For example, people in the German-speaking part of Switzerland who often acquire 2 or 3 or 4 languages. Thus, one can be bilingual without being bicultural, just as one can be monolingual and bicultural. Take, for example, the British people who moved to the United States. Myth number 3, bilinguals have double or split personalities. That's not true. Bilinguals, like many monolinguals, adapt their behavior to different situations and people. And this fact often leads to a change of language behavior in bilinguals. Suppose we have a Greek-Russian bilingual child who speaks only Greek to her dad and Russian to her mum. So this change of language has led to the idea that bilinguals are different people when speaking the one or the other language. But like monolinguals, it is the situation or the person one is speaking to which causes slight changes in behavior, opinions and feelings, not the fact that one is bilingual. Take, for example, monolingual teenagers' verbal behavior. It differs when they speak to different people. For example, they may say something like, "I love you, mummy," when they talk to their mum, and they say something like, "Hey buddy, what's up?" when they address their best friends. Myth number 4, bilinguals express their emotions in their first language. That's not true. Some bilinguals have grown up learning 2 languages simultaneously, that is from birth, and hence have 2 first languages with which they express their emotions. So in other words, 2 languages are seen as first languages. You see, emotions and bilingualism produce a very personal reality that has no set rules. Some bilinguals prefer to use one language, some prefer the other. Still, others use both of them to express their emotions and feelings. And what about you? If you're a bilingual, what language do you use, or what languages do you use to express your emotions? And finally, myth number 5, bilingualism has always been seen as something positive. Actually, not always. Some people and even teachers and even speech therapists believe that early bilingualism is an impediment to learning a second language. However, the existence of many proficient bilinguals is the best proof that early bilingualism certainly is possible. And these negative attitudes often lead teachers and speech therapists to advise parents to stop using one of their languages, and it's usually the minority language, to stop using it with children. And this way, kids grew up being monolingual. And that's quite sad, because one of my best friends in Cyprus is a bilingual Cypriot, Greek and Thai. His mom is from Thailand and his dad is Greek Cypriot, and when My friend Pumbus was a kid and went to the kindergarten. The teachers there advised his mum to stop speaking Thai to Pumbus. And as a result, he grew up speaking only one language, that is the Greek Cypriot dialect. And when he went to Thailand for the first time to visit his relatives, he couldn't communicate with them. Can you imagine the tragedy, not being able to communicate to your close relatives? And since Pumbus doesn't speak English and they don't speak Greek, so there was practically no communication, or there was a communication through translation, which is not that great actually. So the advice that some teachers and some speech therapists may give to parents is actually based on the assumption that having less input in a language will increase the knowledge of another language. But there is absolutely no evidence to that. Alright, let's sum up. Mixing languages in bilinguals is no sign of laziness. Bilinguals are not necessarily bicultural. Bilinguals don't have a split personality, they are just one person, and they have their two languages that are used in different situations for different purposes with different interlocutors. Bilinguals may express their emotions not only in their first language. And finally, bilingualism has not always been positively evaluated in the society. Luckily, these days, bilingualism has come to be seen as something really positive that has got many benefits, including social benefits, psychological benefits, cognitive benefits, and even health benefits. That's all for now. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.